Welcome back to Car Show 1, the place where real car lovers gather to celebrate machines that shape the roads and define generations. From rare classics to workhorse legends, we dive deep into the history, engineering, and soul of vehicles that matter. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a ride into automotive history. Today, we're rolling into the world of heavy-duty American trucks, focusing on a beast that was built to work, built to last, and built to earn respect, the 1987 Chevrolet C30. When you think about trucks from the 1980s, you picture square bodies, straight lines, chrome bumpers, and the kind of rugged character that made them more than just transportation. The Chevrolet C30 was exactly that, a truck designed for serious hauling, towing, and working. By 1987, the C30 had already built a reputation as one of the toughest one-ton pickups in America, and that 87 model year marked an important chapter in its story. The C30 belonged to Chevrolet's third generation of CK trucks, often called the square body era, which ran from 1973 to 1987 for pickups. This was the last year of that iconic design before the GMT 400 trucks took over in 1988. That makes the 1987 C30 not only the end of a long-running era but also a collectible piece of truck history. For truck enthusiasts, 87 is special because it represents a perfect balance between old-school durability and some modern upgrades that hinted at the future. On the outside, the 1987 C30 carried the unmistakable square body styling, clean, straight lines, a strong front end, and a no-nonsense profile. It had a wide stance, heavy-duty steel body panels, and the kind of purposeful look that made you believe it could pull a mountain if it had to. The front grille was a horizontal bar design with the Chevrolet bowtie front and center, flanked by stacked rectangular headlights. Chrome bumpers added a bit of shine, but this wasn't a show pony, it was a workhorse. You could get it in a variety of body styles, including regular cab, crew cab, and chassis cab for custom upfits, and bed options ranged from fleetside to dually rear wheels for serious load carrying. The 1987 model was available in several trims, from the base Custom Deluxe to the more upscale Silverado package, which added nicer interior materials, more chrome trim, and additional comfort features. But no matter the trim, a C30 was still a C30, Chevy's one-ton pickup, built for maximum capacity and strength. And the real magic was under the skin. By 1987, Chevy had fully integrated electronic fuel injection into its truck lineup, making the C30 more efficient, more reliable, and easier to start in all conditions. The standard engine for the C30 was the 5.7-liter V8, also known as the 350, now with throttle body injection delivering around 210 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. For those who needed more grunt, you could opt for the massive 7.4-liter 454 cubic inch V8, producing 230 horsepower and an impressive 385 pound-feet of torque, plenty for towing heavy trailers or carrying big payloads. A 6.2-liter Detroit diesel V8 was also available for those who wanted maximum torque and fuel economy, especially in long-haul applications. Transmission options included a heavy-duty 4-speed manual, a 3-speed automatic, or the turbo Hydra Modich 400 automatic, known for its strength and smoothness. Rear-wheel drive was standard, but if you wanted a 4-wheel drive version, you'd be looking at the K30 instead of the C30. What set the C30 apart was its one-ton rating, meaning it had the suspension, axles, and brakes to handle the biggest loads in the pickup class. Speaking of suspension, the C30 came with a heavy-duty setup that included beefy leaf springs in the rear and a solid front axle in some configurations, though independent front suspension was also offered. Dual rear wheels, known as a dually setup, were available and gave the truck incredible stability when hauling heavy trailers. With the right equipment, a 1987 C30 could tow over 10,000 pounds and carry payloads over 5,000 pounds. This was the truck you bought when half-ton and three-quarter-ton pickups just weren't enough. Inside, the C30 was still very much a truck, but Chevrolet had been improving comfort and convenience over the years. The Silverado trim offered plush bench seats, padded door panels, wood-grain dashboard trim, and full carpeting. Air conditioning, AM/FM stereo radios, and tilt steering wheels were available, making it a comfortable place to spend long hours on the road. It wasn't luxury in the modern sense, but for 1987, it was a big step forward from the bare-bones work trucks of earlier decades. What's interesting about the 1987 C30 is how versatile it was. Farmers used them for hauling livestock and equipment. Construction crews loaded them with tools and materials. RV enthusiasts used them as tow vehicles for large fifth-wheel campers. Some were converted into flatbeds or utility service trucks. And the crew cab dually versions became favorites among hotshot haulers who needed to move heavy loads quickly and reliably across the country. In every case, the C30 earned its keep and rarely complained. Driving a 1987 C30 was an experience in raw mechanical confidence. The steering was heavier than today's trucks, but precise enough for highway cruising. The brakes, with their large drums in the rear and discs in the front, had plenty of stopping power for big loads. The V8 engines delivered steady, predictable torque that made towing easy. And the ride, while firm, was surprisingly comfortable for a 1-ton truck, especially on long wheelbase versions. It wasn't fast, but it was steady, and that's exactly what you wanted when pulling several tons behind you. Because 1987 was the last year for the square body pickups, it holds a special place in the hearts of collectors and enthusiasts today. The square body Chevys have become icons of American truck design, simple, tough, and easy to work on. And the C30, especially in dually form, has a presence on the road that modern trucks just can't replicate. It's wide, it's commanding, and it looks ready for business no matter where you take it. Restored examples of the 1987 C30 can be showstoppers, with gleaming chrome, fresh paint, and perfectly restored interiors. Some owners keep them stock, appreciating the original work truck charm. Others modify them with lowered suspensions, custom wheels, and upgraded drivetrains, turning them into head-turning cruisers that still have serious hauling capability. And for those who need a dependable vintage tow rig, the C30 remains a solid choice even decades after it left the factory. One of the reasons the C30 has such a strong following is its durability. These trucks were overbuilt, with frames, axles, and drivetrains that could handle abuse for hundreds of thousands of miles. Even if the body rusted or the paint faded, the core mechanical components often kept going. That's why so many are still on the road today, still doing the kind of hard work they were made for nearly 40 years ago. In many ways, the 1987 Chevrolet C30 represents the peak of old-school American truck design before the industry shifted toward more comfort, more electronics, and less focus on pure utility. It's a reminder of a time when a truck was judged by how much it could haul, how long it would last, and how easily you could repair it in your own driveway. It was honest, straightforward engineering, something that appeals to people who value reliability over gimmicks. Today, if you see a well-kept 1987 C30 on the road, you can't help but notice it. The sound of that V8 rumbling, the width of the dually rear fenders, the confident stance, it all speaks to a kind of automotive authenticity that's becoming rare. Whether it's hauling a classic car on a trailer to a show, carrying a load of hay bales across a farm, or just cruising into town on a sunny Saturday, the C30 still commands respect. So, the next time you spot one of these square-body legends, take a moment to appreciate what it represents. The 1987 Chevrolet C30 isn't just a truck, it's a piece of American working history. It's the last chapter of a beloved design era and a machine built with a purpose. It's proof that sometimes, the simplest approach is the best, and that good design can last for decades. And that's why, here at Car Show 1, we think the 1987 C30 will always deserve a place in the spotlight. Thanks for watching Car Show 1. If you enjoyed this trip back to 1987 and the golden era of Chevrolet's heavy-duty trucks, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, would you restore a C30, keep it stock, or build it into a custom hauler? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep driving, keep building, and keep celebrating the machines that make automotive history.